The first bullet point I kind of have in there is how do you pick a lender to work with? You know, a lot of times people will say, gosh, I just called my local bank, or I just got, somebody, through the internet or whatever. Yeah. The big thing, and I always tell folks, you want somebody who has experience and knows what they're doing. It's kind of like when you're sick and you go to the doctor, you want a doctor that knows what they're doing, that can accurately diagnose you and treat you correctly. The same thing is really true when it comes to a lender. In our industry, I can tell you, as somebody who manages a group of loan officers, there are a lot of people out there that don't know what they're doing. Normally, Carrie will tell you, normally when we teach this class, we normally get at least one person who's already written an offer in the house. And the last 2 times I've taught this class, we've had at least one person in each class where what they were told by their lender was incorrect. And they had already written an offer on the house, and they were not eligible to purchase the property. So when I say experience matters, it really does. So if you're working with a realtor, I would suggest you get a referral of somebody who's competent and knows what they're doing. Obviously, we're available to help you as well too. But just make sure you get somebody who has experience and knows what they're doing, especially somebody who is experienced with either the Michigan program or the Grand Rapids program. Somebody who knows how to work with these programs, because if they don't know the program, oftentimes they'll end up giving you information that's incorrect. And then what happens, of course, is you get into a transaction thinking something's going to work, and then it turns out it doesn't. The last thing you want to do is get into a transaction and have your money wasted. So it's really important to know what they're doing. Again, ask for referrals from realtors or other trusted parties. If you've got friends who have successfully bought a house, ask questions. If your lender can't answer your questions, it's usually a good indicator they don't know what they're doing. Okay? And there are times where I'll get a question from a client that'll be a really good question, and if I don't know the answer, typically my answer is let me research it, find out for you, so I can get back to you with the right answer, as opposed to just giving you an answer that I made up, hoping that it's right. So do your homework, ask questions. As part of the mortgage process, don't be afraid to ask questions either. I really encourage you, especially if you're buying for the first time, ask questions and make sure you are comfortable with what you are doing. Because I always tell my clients, at the end of the day, what happens is that bill is going to come to you. It's not going to come to me, it's going to come to you. You have to be comfortable with the commitment that you are making in what you're going to repay and the terms you're repaying under and so on. So it's really important that you ask questions and you understand. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I have some clients, well, I felt like this is a dumb question. It's like, no, I want you to feel good about what you did, because a client that understands everything and walks out when it's all said and done, understanding what they just committed themselves to, is a happy client. And that's the type of clients that we want. So don't be afraid to ask questions.